Welcome, everybody, to the smartest dumb show on the internet. Why do I do this? I have zero idea. Why do I do this, Brandon?
You love to drink beer.
Yeah, but not on camera. Happy Friday, everybody. Happy Friday at 3:30. Obviously, the most exciting time of the week where Fat Mommy's laughing at me. We've helped people get new jobs on this podcast. We've inspired youngins. We've talked about interesting issues. And it's my favorite time of the week. I don't know what we're about to talk about. So that's the beauty of the show. If you notice, I got a little new curtain behind me. Drinking on some fat tires. What's up, Claire? UM fan number one. Hope you checked out our new Christmas collection. Business is booming. United Monograms is doing great. This week, I checked out my new building, 22,000 square feet. It's a massive, massive building. So early next year, we're setting up the studio over at the new building. Our production will be 5 times bigger. It's going to be amazing. I'm very, very excited for it. It's going to be a new era for the business, a new era for my life. I couldn't be more excited. And it's all thanks to people like Claire and the amazing United Monograms fans. So thank you, thank you, thank you. If you ever purchase from United Monograms, I love you so much. Without United Monograms, without those amazing customers, I don't know what I would do. Thanks, Claire. All right, so let's take a swig. Cheers, everybody. Fire. The fire emoji. People will use that a lot. So do I. But it just kind of means like fire. When Shelby I woke up this morning, or we showered after the gym this morning, I saw Shelby and I was like, wow, you look gangster as fuck. She had like earrings in. She had like chains on. She had like camo pants on, like a long baggy tee. I was like, damn, you going to a music video, girl? She was looking pretty. She started laughing because she thought it was the same thing. But let's get the convo going. Someone asked me some questions. I just randomly give out money to you beautiful people for whoever asked me the best question. Say hi to Shelby. Shelby's come out on Drink and Grow Rich a couple times. I think the last time it was like, the title of it was Worst Drink and Grow Rich Ever. I don't know. We were just like messing with her. But ever since then, she hasn't come on or done anything on this side of the world. That side of the world is United Monograms. Over there is United Monograms. This room is the Sean Lowry room where we do the podcast, we do Drink and Grow Rich, all that kinds of stuff. Can I work for y'all remotely? Depends. What can you do? Oh, what's up, Shelby? We were just talking about how gangster you look this morning. What's my favorite beer? Blue Moon. Honestly, sometimes I change it up, and I got this Fat Tire beer. I just wish I would have got Blue Moon, to be honest. Whoa, messing with the light, Brandon. So for the podcast, changing it up. I've had many, many successful entrepreneurs on my podcast. I love talking to great people. We're hitting a run. Shelby's. You look good, though, still, baby cakes. But I'm doing 10 episodes in a row with Brandon and one of my best friends, David Hecker, somebody that nobody knows. And we're going to build rapport. We're going to do 10 episodes in a row, cover topics. It's going to be way different than the other episodes. So that's a little piece of advice for anyone. It's like, if you're just doing something, you're doing something. And even if it's going well, mix it up, stir the pot a little bit. It's good to just change things for the sake of changing things. It's good for the mind. It's good for the brain. It gives you perspective on the way you used to do things. And it makes you learn new things by doing things in a different way. So always change up your routines and change up your habits accordingly and occasionally when necessary. What's your favorite beer that you can't live without? Well, that would be a very similar question to what's my favorite beer. I could live without beer if I had to. It'd also be Blue Moon. I mean, what would be different between those two questions? Fab Mommy of 3, CRV. CRV, that's my first car, CRV. 2, were you saying something over there, Brandon?
Someone on YouTube said.
Okay. Live on YouTube as well. Check me out. Subscribe.
His name is Sean Lowry. He said, "What is your favorite thing about yourself when you were 5?"
His name's Sean Lowry?
I'm using your YouTube.
Oh, like you typed that in for me?
Yeah.
My favorite thing about myself when I was 5 is, well, I don't really remember much because literally, talk about dream grow rich. When you're a kid, you're just drunk the whole time. You have no memories. You can barely talk or stand up. But I used to always love organizing like my toys and playing with my toys. And my mom thought I was like a genius. I think a lot of moms think their kids are geniuses when they're young. But the way that I like play with blocks, and I didn't really like to play with them and smash them. I kind of like to like organize them and like keep them really neat and like set them up. I think I used to like set them up. I love playing with blocks, but I also love playing with Mighty Max. Mighty Max. If you guys remember Mighty Max, it's like this little like clam looking thing, and you open it up, and it's like this whole little kingdom inside. And the little guy that you play with is like this big, and it was so cool. And then I love those things so much, and I had all the Mighty Max ones. And I remember I had a learning moment or a moment of interesting growth or realization of the world, but I really, really wanted to get a Polly Pocket. And that was girly, and I was a boy. And my mom was like, "You can get the Polly Pocket." I was like, "I really want the Polly Pocket just because I love the little toys." And I was just like, "But that's girly. I don't want to be a girl. I don't want to be a girl." So I got the Polly Pocket, and I don't know. It was kind of embarrassing because I didn't want to be a girl, but I love little miniature things. So I don't know if that answers your question. A few weeks ago, you talked about a book in regards to dating, I think. Yes. It wasn't necessarily a book, but yes. You were explaining that you had to miss an opportunity twice before people connect. What was that book? Go to YouTube or Google. His name was Mystery Method.
I remember the one you're talking about. You had to lean her into a corner or something like that.
Yeah, that was that. Mystery Method. I'm looking up the Mystery Method, how to get beautiful. I'm not sure if that was it. It was a very specific guy. This is a good question. Let me find you the answer. I remember specifically it wasn't a book, it was YouTube videos. But the guy was real creepy looking. The guy had like a lot of tattoos and like long black hair. And here he is, the pickup artist. And he said that he would go to a bar and talk to 5 girls, and he would make out with 4 of them. And out of the 4 girls he made out with, 2 of them were married. And he said that's how good his pickup skills were. And I'm looking at a picture of him right now. His name, Google or YouTube, the pickup artist. The pickup artist. And I used to watch it, take notes on it, and that's how I learned to pick up girls. Yeah, the pickup artist. He's a real creepy looking guy. He's got a little right here. He's got a little, what do you call it? A little piercing. And yeah, that's who it is. The pickup artist, mystery pickup artist. So YouTube, Google him, and that'll get you on the track to find that stuff. And it's incredibly fascinating. Are you looking for a date there, Molly? What do you hate most about living amongst the pandemic? Honestly, my life hasn't been affected that much. I don't like putting on the mask when I go to the store, but it's not that much of an inconvenience, so I just do it. But I don't know. It's honestly helped business. It hasn't affected my life that much. Business hasn't been shut down. Mainly my life has changed because when restaurants weren't open, we had to go to the restaurants and take it home. You took the mask on. I haven't been affected that much. I mean, it's so political. That would be the thing I don't like about it the most, how political it became. Why do you always have a pencil behind your ear? Obviously, in case I need to write something down. Honestly, ever since I've been wearing this pencil behind my ear, since I started my podcast, it's kind of like my signature look. I like the look. I never wrote one thing. You raising your hand over there, Brandon? What's up?
Have you ever had sex with a pencil in your ear?
Have I ever had sex with a pencil in my ear? Probably not. Probably not.
Okay.
My best friend asked if I liked him. He has a girlfriend. And I actually do like him. So I think that was our miss. Interesting. Actually, I remember one time I was talking to Shelby on Facebook chat. People used to talk on Facebook chat a lot more. And she had a boyfriend and we were flirting. And I remember saying something to her like, well, if you ever break up with your boyfriend, well, maybe we get married one day. Here we are, married all these years later. And that is maybe your miss. That's true. Remember, the art of the pickup is different than what my opinion was about falling in love. The pickup and love are very different. The pickup is a specific strategies, but my opinion, and that is actually like more research by these other people. I learned that from other people. That was actually my opinion on the falling in love thing, was the fact that if you both like each other right away, perfect, boom. I don't think that works as well. I think you have to like someone, and they kind of have to, and then they don't like you back. And then that makes you want them more. And then later they were like, wow, that person really liked me. I should like them. Then they go to like them, and that person doesn't like them back because they're doing something else. I think that not being liked back makes you like the person more. And then when it happens to both people, that can be the formula to end up falling in love. And that is Sean's method. I made that up. That's just my personal opinion. So you're not going to find that with mystery method, I don't think. We've always had significant others, so we were never able to be together. That is actually, I mean, it's cool to have a little story like that. So keep an eye on him. D. Hecker joined, David Hecker, my new partner in crime. One of my best friends, David Hecker, we're doing the podcast together. And he is the least famous person ever to be on my podcast. Why am I doing a podcast with him? He asked, and I already explained. It's good to mix it up, and I'm excited to do 10 episodes in a row with the same person and build on people. A lot of my favorite podcasts, Joe Rogan, one of my favorite podcasts, always has on. I skip a lot of episodes because if I'm not interested in the guests. Solo podcast, whatever. I don't like solo podcasts because I basically have to write an essay. I can predict what I'm going to say. So I know what I'm going to do. I know what's coming next. I can't vibe or like go back and forth on anything or have to. I think one of my best skills is like my quick thinking. And it's not like that in a solo podcast. And then one of my favorite podcasts right now is called the Bet David Podcast. Love it. It's so funny. So good. Well, not so funny. It's so good. It's so entertaining. And it's mostly a business podcast. But they have the same two guys. They kind of switch out the third guy. But I've been watching this podcast and they build rapport with each other. You get to know the same people and you don't have to have the formalities every single time you do the podcast. So that's what I'm looking for. Between switching it up and between having that element of the podcast, that's what I'm going for. And guess what it's called? It's called The Sean Lauer Show, so I can do whatever the fuck I want. Any celebrity guests on your podcast coming up in the future? Well, yeah, in the 80s. I'm at episode 70 right now. Just recorded it today. 71 through 79 we're going to do what I just talked about. And then, yes, I'm going to have more famous guests in the 80s.
Adam Schwartz?
Yeah, so if any of you guys know the YouTube channel or the Facebook page, it's called It's a Southern Thing. We've United Monograms has done advertising with them before. We absolutely share an audience. But they are a comedy sketch YouTube channel who has millions and millions of views on their videos. It's kind of like SNL. Some are big hits, some are misses. But I love the channel. I think it's funny. And Shelby doesn't like it that much. I respect comedy, I think, more than Shelby does. But they're little skits and they're funny. And they say it's a Southern thing, but it's kind of like families. And like it's funny. I really like it. They have recurring characters. They play similar roles, different roles. The main guy from that, Adam Schwartz, this guy puts out skits, writes skits, gets millions of views. He's going to be coming on the podcast eventually after these episodes. And then I was just on a podcast with this guy named Jeff Lerner, big entrepreneur guy. He's going to be coming on. And then some other with that Facebook guy ads. So it's hard to kind of book guests because it's going to be in probably a month or 2 months. But yeah, I really want to have, who else have I really wanted to have on the podcast? I want to have Tommy Hilfiger. Swear on my life, I had a dream the other night that I commented on Mark Cuban's Instagram post. And I said, come on my podcast, Mark. And he commented back and he said, anytime, let me know when. I would love to have Mark Cuban on the podcast. He is absolutely my role model. And he's my favorite person. And I want him to run for president so bad. If he runs for president in any party, I will absolutely vote for him. I love him. What else you guys got? What you got, Brandon? You think the podcast was good today, Brandon?
Yeah. I'm trying to think of a question though.
What was your favorite part of the podcast today?
The alien question.
What do you think about my answer?
I like how you I thought you were like make up some like crazy scenario where you still can like sell T-shirts and stuff, but you said nah.
Nah, I mean that goes out the door.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I was interested in if you had like a cool scenario.
So I am into March Madness. My favorite college sports team for basketball and football is Notre Dame, for sure. I love Notre Dame. I have a blind love for them. It's the only team that I love. But Brandon asked today what I would do during an alien invasion. He said, what would you do with your business and your finances, and how would you protect your family? And I said, well, I'm not really being concerned about my finances because the world's ending. And that's why I asked for a little more details. But it'd be hard to care about your business or money. Money won't mean anything in a society where all the banks are shot down and you want to go to the store and buy a sandwich and you give them a piece of paper. They're like, we don't take paper. Like the whole world would be shifting and changing and people would be dying. And that's the way I see the alien invasion. And the first thing I said that I would do would be go to all the local pharmacies and steal all the medicine and all the drugs. And then assuming the alien invasion passes and everything's burnt to a crisp and the new world has to be built up from nothing, from scratch, I will have power in that new world because I will have medicine. Now, one problem with that is if I only rob 3 or 4 CVS's and Rite Aids, I only got enough medicine for like a little bit. So I don't know. I don't have a gun, but maybe I should get one for this scenario. Yeah, fighting Irish, baby. Yeah, I've been to some games. I've been to a Notre Dame football game, and guess what I did? We went to the game. We watched the game. Me, my brother, and my cousin, we didn't leave. We stayed at the stadium for 2.5 hours, 3 hours after the game ended, and we were the only ones left in the stadium. So then we snuck down and ran down on the field, and we threw touchdown passes in the Notre Dame end zone. It was amazing. And then we got kicked off the field in like 5 minutes. But you should, that's the coolest thing to do is at a sporting event is like people try to rush home because they got to get home. There's a big, traffic in the parking lot. If you have all the time in the world, try to be the last one to leave the stadium and just wander around. It's a really cool thing to do.
Who was the quarterback for Notre Dame with the game versus USC with the Reggie Bush?
Oh, that was Brady Quinn.
Okay,
Brady Quinn and Matt. Oh, dude, I was so fired up then. I was so pissed. Notre Dame's let me down whole life, and they're really good this year.
Who was the coach then?
The coach then, I believe, would have been Tyrone Willingham or maybe Charlie Weiss. I think Tyrone Willingham. Me and Tyrone Willingham, when I went there, I saw him, and I gave him a fist bump, and he gave me a high five. So it was like this. And I remember, and actually, no, he gave the fist bump. I gave the high five. And I remember he had a ring on, and it hurt my hand. And I was like, damn, me and Tyrone Willingham don't hit it off because that was our one chance to do a high five. Whew. But maybe the motto of this one is going to be what I said earlier, because I've been thinking about that a lot today. Mix things up. Someone give me an example of something in your life that you could just change for the sake of changing. It's good to change things up. I'm so young. I'm still so young that I haven't had a lot of perspective in order to change a lot of things I'm doing because I've been doing United Monograms for like 4 years. Like I'm sticking with it. I'm going to a new building. I've started the podcast. I've changed some things. But if you've been doing something for a long time, over and over, the same way, it's very healthy for the brain to change it. Take a different route to work. Or what would be another simple example of changing something up?
Your haircut?
Yeah, that is a good one. A haircut, a style. It's not even what if you love your haircut and you love your hairstyle? Still change it just for the sake of changing it because you don't want to have life end and you never shifted, you never changed anything. And even if things are going great, that will be the hardest time to change something. But just changing things for the sake of changing things is good. And I have a great routine. I go to the gym every morning. I go to work every day. I do a lot of the same things. Like I don't change stuff up a lot. So that's why I wanted to change stuff up for the podcast and the business. Everything's going to be changing with a new building. But change. It's healthy for the mind. It's healthy for the brain. I'm in Cincinnati, and I was at an FC soccer game, and they were doing autographs after the game. Oh, how much can you get for one of those MLS players' autographs? Probably like at least $4. And I thought out of the box and went down to the line and had each player sign my shirt. Woo! You want to know what the modern day autograph is? The modern day autograph, I think, would be a retweet.
Oh.
A retweet or a response tweet. I've had Seth Rogen tweet me before.
Yeah.
That's pretty awesome, actually. Seth Rogen tweeted me before. I feel like a couple other famous people. Here's what you do. Gary Vee tweeted me before a couple times. But he responds to a lot of people. But Seth Rogen, he tweeted me, and it got 600 likes just because people saw it because he posted it. They follow him and they saw his feed a little bit. And it was really cool. It was basically better than an autograph. If I see Seth Rogen in the street, he doesn't know who the hell I am. He signs a piece of paper for me. Cool. I got the piece of paper signed by Seth Rogen. But even cooler than that is the fact that he tweeted back to me. And I think that's the modern day autograph is a Twitter interaction. Specifically Twitter too, because other people see it. Because on Facebook, they're not going to do it on Facebook, they're not going to go to your post and comment on your post. Same thing with Instagram. But Twitter is the easiest place to interact with famous people. And I think that is the modern day retweet. I make another selection for ways to my ride into work. That's good. I did say take a different route to work. A job. I don't know what that means, Molly. A new job. A new job. That's absolutely a new thing to do. Now, if someone loves their job and is doing great at their job, there's no reason to change that. So it's don't. But it might be healthy to change ones. It depends on the situation, but just take that message and just apply it in your own way, because I think it's a very healthy thing to do. One thing I've never been able to do, and speaking of Gary Vee, who I do love, I criticize him a little bit lately. Gary Vaynerchuk, Gary Vee, one of the smartest business people out there, very successful. I heard him say this, and he said, it's great to start, if you have a business, and then you kind of start other business ventures, that gives you new light, new perspective to look back at if I streamline United Monograms, take a week or two off or a little bit of time off, and it's still running, of course, and then I look back at it and I have fresh eyes, it might give me a whole new perspective on the whole new business. And I thought that was an interesting thing that I heard from him. And that kind of goes to the reason why you want to change things up. Maybe you have a haircut, you do a new haircut, you learn you love your old haircut, then you know a little more about yourself. It's just you can't learn if everything's the same. You have to look at things from different perspectives to have new perspectives. And if you only look at life through one lens, well then, you only know life from one lens. So it's good to try the best as you can to look at it through different lenses to see what it feels like. I have a WRX and enjoy passing everyone. Yes, Mr. Coley, Brandon Coley, raising your hand over there.
I was mentioning this to Brian. We haven't decided what's the reward or punishment for my goal.
Yeah, well, if you make it to 415 by the 19th, so Brandon is doing a weight loss journey, and he said he's going to lose 50 pounds in 6 months, and your third checkpoint is, what is it, next week, sometime, the 19th, right?
Yeah.
I'll Venmo you $250 if you get to 415. All right?
Okay. All right.
I'll Venmo you $250 if you get to 415. But in the 6 months, the other one has to dress up like a butler and treat him like a servant all day long. That's what we're doing.
Okay.
But if you get to 415, if you hit this checkpoint, this third checkpoint, and you weigh in, you step on that scale, and it says 415 or less. If it says 415.1, that's not it. 415 or less, I'll Venmo you $250. Deal?
That's crazy. Deal. All right.
Deal?
Deal.
All right.
Okay.
Whoa. Claire said she lost 150 pounds.
What the fuck?
On Weight Watchers.
Oh.
I've heard good things about Weight Watchers. It's like Oprah owns it now.
They just kept sending her food, and the food she was eating was like made her lose weight.
Yeah, but like I think there's like a point system with Weight Watchers. Correct me if I'm wrong, Claire, but it's a point system, and you need to get a certain amount of points in a day. It's a great business model because they're the one selling the food and they're the one making the points. But I've actually heard a lot of good things about Weight Watchers as far as it works. And like you can eat a ho-ho once in a while. That'd be like 4 points though, and you can only get like 12 a day or something like that. Before Oprah, you did it. Yeah, I mean Oprah wouldn't buy it if it wasn't a. You don't hear that much about Oprah anymore. But
she don't have her show anymore.
Yeah, but now she's just like a super billionaire, just like around the world. Oh no, she runs the world.
She has her own network. You remember?
Own. Molly said she's on it and she lost 20 pounds so far. Weight Watchers. I like Orange Theory Fitness because it keeps track of the points. I think gamifying things, quantifying things, like weight is a way to quantify, but like tell me what you guys like about Weight Watchers. And by the way, congratulations to both of you because no matter what, losing weight takes discipline, no matter what system you use. That's what I respect about weight loss is you can't trick anyone. You can't put on a facade for a little bit and then go home and eat as much as you want when no one's looking. The scale don't lie. Weight loss that goes for business too. Like it's around the clock. It's always happening. And you can't trick it. You can do tricks here and there all over the place. You can get rich quick schemes. They also don't work. But you can't trick it. You can't trick the scale at the end of the day. So it's a true character test to see if you have a little bit of discipline. That's what I like about weight loss. I used to be able to eat a large pizza, garlic bread, no problem before losing weight. I think you're talking about those were things that Weight Watchers gave you. And they have like a point system if I'm not wrong. And you can only get a certain amount of points. So if you want to use up your points on the garlic bread and the pizza, then as long as you probably have to sacrifice later in the day. You can't lose weight and not be hungry. You're going to be hungry at some point.
That's a Sean quote.
Like if you're hungry, Brandon, like you think that's unhealthy?
I mean, you're going to think it's an excuse, but I take medicine for diabetes.
Yeah, I think that's an excuse.
And with the medicine, Brian even wrote it in his article for me. It basically it regulates my blood sugar. So me not eating, actually I can have like really dangerous low drops in sugar. So it's not healthy for me to fast, basically.
Well, I mean, yeah, I kind of look at that as an excuse. Sure, okay, maybe you can't fast for 24 hours, but that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is if you ate enough food and your blood sugar is great and you're hungry before bed, you don't like to go to bed hungry. No one likes to go to bed hungry, but you got to. You have to be hungry at some points. And it sucks, but you have to feel the pain and just live on. Pain. You can't do it without pain. Pain isn't going to be necessary. So if you're trying to avoid all pain, no chance in hell. There's going to be pain. There's going to be hunger. Or there's going to be exercise, weight loss pain. And I love that pain. I was like, literally went to bed last night. I've been to the gym like 6-7 days in a row. And I was just like, I'm so excited for the gym. I walk out of there with such a high. So for me, that's not really pain that much anymore.
You're getting more energy by working out more? Maybe?
Oh, hell yeah. I mean, I've been working out all the time for years. But I'm like addicted to it. It's like a drug. And it's healthy. And I feel so good. So it's a little painful when I run a couple miles and but it's fine. And I've learned to turn that pain into like a good feeling. So now there's no pain and therefore it's healthier for you. I love their app for tracking food with the points. See, I love the app shit too, because it's like a dopamine rush to your brain. As far as I check my Shopify sales every single day and see how many sales United Monograms has, that's a dopamine rush. I check fantasy football on Sunday. I like to check the score, see what the points are. That's a rush. If you own stocks, you check it out, you see what they're at. That's a little rush. Like those rushes make life fun. And if you have an app and you have a Weight Watchers app and it keeps track of your points, that's that little dopamine rush. You check the app. It's fun. It makes weight loss a game. And gamifying things is one of the best ways to do things. Eating high fiber content foods helps with the hunger. Okay. You got to do it for yourself and no one else. Yeah, you got to do it. You got to lose weight for yourself, of course. And I mean, that's the thing about it being like, it's not like you go and you have a nice dinner with someone and you have a salad and you go home and eat unhealthy. Like, ooh, cool. You impress those people. You like, at the end of the day, it shows what you do behind closed doors. That's why it's such an interesting thing. Drinking water and cutting out pop. I like that you call soda pop, by the way. And you just said you were Midwest.
That's what I'm about to say. That must be Midwest.
Yeah. When I moved from Syracuse when I was 12 and I moved to Chicago, my biggest culture shock was they called it pop instead of soda. And I'm not talking about here and there. Every single person called it pop, and it blew my mind. But I do love my wine. Well, if it's within your points or whatever. I just shop on UM when I feel hungry and get distracted with monograms. There you go. And the points you get to cash in for prizes on the app. Weight Watchers seems to be doing it well. Weight Watchers seems to be doing it well. But hopefully that incentive helps, Brandon. I'll give you $250 Venmo. And what's the date?
Next Thursday.
Next Thursday.
Yeah.
So 6 days. 6 days is your next weigh-in. And yeah. So we'll see. I'm drinking Fat Tire.
This is you on YouTube.
Oh, YouTube. Someone, if you guys
Yeah, you got Tom.
go check me out on YouTube. YouTube is my favorite platform. What app do you guys spend the most time on? I spend the most time on YouTube for sure. YouTube is where I listen to all my music. It's where I get mostly all my entertainment. And also my most watched video on YouTube is if you go to YouTube and you type in focus noise. That's most of the time in my headphones, I just listen to focus noise. That shit makes you zone in. It makes you focused in. And like, it's just noise and like it drowns out everything else. I love listening to that.
I feel like girls, it's probably Instagram, looking at like pictures and they're like bloggers and influencers.
Did you and Shelby plan a honeymoon yet? No, we didn't. Am I an alcoholic? Yes, I am. It's not funny, but I am, okay? So I'm working on it. I have a rush when I have 4 windows open trying to get the boutique collection. We are a little frustrated with the boutique collection because, yeah, the loading and the mad rush for it. Like right now, here's how many people are shopping on United Monograms right now.
Sean, a question.
Yeah, what up?
Could you get like a Chinese factory to make those boutique collections for you?
We have to monogram them.
No, like make the actual clothing and then ship to y'all.
Sure.
So you have unlimited supply.
Yeah, but we don't want unlimited supply. The whole point of the boutique collection is limited supply.
Yeah.
Right now, there's 75 people shopping on United Monograms. The loading is never slow. We don't understand. We've talked with our web people, with our software people. Sorry, someone called me. Our software people that do like the automation for us. Like we're so frustrated that the boutique collection loads slow. And at first I was like, well, this is good because people, kind of like Molly, like we talked about, you want what you can't get. It builds up like I got to get there. And that's definitely good business. In the show Parks and Rec, one of my favorite quotes is Tom is like, yeah, I started my business and we had 10 people call in, but I told them that we were booked and we couldn't have anyone and we got no business. We're out of business. And Leslie's like, Tom, that's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. But there is something to having people want something and then rush for it and not get it. Like as far as like a marketing thing, but the boutique collection specifically, we are a little annoyed about the loading thing and we're working on that. Nico, Shelby said Nico asked me a question. Hold up. Brandon's raising his hand, but I got to go back up to see this. Yeah. Thoughts on HelloFresh being a great business model, but do you think it's worth it?
I did it. Y'all did it.
I have one comment about HelloFresh. Well, HelloFresh is great. HelloFresh is affordable. It is so much better than going to the grocery store. And there's many good things to it. One thing is you really have to cook. You have to chop up the vegetables from scratch. And that's the part I like about it. I'm a high energy guy. I'm always going. And I like cooking the HelloFresh. It's like literally like a meditation. It's like a 30-minute meditation where I'm cooking. So it's kind of nice actually when I do it. But the main thing I have to say about it is not healthy. It is not healthy. It is salt and pepper, butter. It's you think it's healthy for some reason, maybe because of the name.
Yeah, like every paragraph they like add salt.
Add salt and pepper. And they do have a healthy alternative section that you can like choose like the healthier meals. But they didn't claim to be healthy, but it is. Me and Shelby, there's two of us, and we get the thing, and it's more than enough food. It is delicious. It is delicious. I'm not a chef. I don't know a damn thing about cooking, but I just follow what they say. It's so good. It's amazing, and it is the work for the cooking, but it's not healthy, man. Like it's like I used to think, well, it's not as bad as going to a restaurant. It's about the same. It's a lot of food, and it's not necessarily healthy. So if you think it's like a healthy option, it's more of like a healthy option for lifestyle of coming home, cooking, and, you know, having like fresh ingredients for sure, but it's not like healthy. It's not, if you're like trying to lose weight, you wouldn't just eat HelloFresh every night. It's potatoes and meat and pasta. It's like, but I like it.
You can change the meals, but one thing I was saying, like, it's not that healthy, but it tells you at the bottom how many calories it is, so you know how many calories you're eating.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, you know how many calories you're eating. I think it's great, but to me, it's funny because you still have to cook. When you go to the grocery store, it's the same thing. Yeah, I mean, you. When I first got it, I thought that it was going to be kind of like a meal prep. It's 0% meal prep. If they're going to have you make, I made sloppy joes the other night. That was one of the meals. And sloppy joes is chopped up onions, meat, ketchup, barbecue sauce, some concentrate. Like, you get the entire onion. You have to chop the whole entire onion. And it's so hard to chop it into those little pieces, and you don't want to make too big of pieces. And then if mashed potatoes is one of the things in the HelloFresh, they give you a bunch of baby salt potatoes. You literally have to chop them, boil them, and then add the salt and pepper, and then smash them up. And Shelby didn't like the mashed potatoes last time because I didn't mash them up well enough, because it's so hard to like mash them up. Like, and we don't have like a potato masher.
I had a potato masher.
Yeah, but it's absolutely 100% not meal prep. Don't confuse HelloFresh with meal prep. Meal prep is like they send you stuff that's like in little containers and it's kind of ready to go. It's not meal prep. It is at home cook, kitchen cook, fresh country cooking kitchen, something like that. I was driving once and pulled over on a highway to get a striped sweater in September. I'm still waiting on it. What? Yo, Molly, that's too long. DM customer service or email us. Sorry about that. I don't know what to say about that. It should be there right now. What's my favorite meal to eat in general? Steak and applesauce. I like to dip my steak in applesauce. It gives a little bit of moisture to it. Steak, applesauce, mashed potatoes, asparagus, beer, wine. That's my favorite meal. Pretty standard.
You like mashed potatoes with the skin in it?
I do like mashed potatoes with the skin in it. I like mashed potatoes with the skin in it, yes. I like a little bit of crunch in my mashed potatoes. I'm not upset when mashed potatoes have a little chunk in it. Stock issues, dude. Mind your business. Literally is my business. But as long as Molly is happy and understanding what's going on, then I'm not concerned, because Molly is incredible. Shelby has her covered. There you go. The closest you can get to Shelby in the business is the boutique collection, because there's limited stock. She kind of picks them. All the stock is like near her desk. The rest of the stuff is like throughout our building. So that's the way to get close to Shelby. Everyone loves Shelby, right? You guys have the best customer service ever. We do. One thing I think that we have, which I hope that we can maintain this aura for a long period of time, but when someone calls our phone, we answer the phone. Not on the weekend, not after hours, not even during our great customer service person, Lindsay's lunch break. But most times when you have to deal with customer service, you get a shitty experience of the hit 2, hit 3, and then you get someone and they're like kind of reading a script. Like, I get why they do that. They have a massive influx of customer service and they need to bulk handle these issues. Like, they don't want you to get to a person. They want you to be able to handle it through the automated system. I respect that and I get that. And I know that people like that we have good customer service. And I think that just means we answer the phone. And I like that about us. And I would like to maintain some of that in the future, maybe we'll give the Diamond Club a special number where they get to talk to a person. But if we want to grow as big to as what I want us to grow, then we might have to have some type of automated system or something like that. But thank you. I like that you like our customer service. And I think about every single day how much I love our customers. So I don't know how many other business owners think that, but I think about it every single day.
I remember Kristen, when she was here, she said that one time one of the people on the phone called her the N-word.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Someone called Kristen the N-word on the phone?
Yeah, from customer service. Yeah, she told me that. I don't know. That's just over that.
That's very interesting, and it doesn't sound cool, obviously. But like the thing about customer service is that you do get. Okay, I got to admit, I've had my times, not recently probably, but where I've bitched at a customer service person. Like I've bitched at like a Wells Fargo. Like they are someone to kind of vent at in a way, especially if you're like kind of justified and something did go wrong for you, and like you're just having a bad day and you just want to call and you want to bitch at customer service. Every time we do interviews for customer service or I'm talking to customer service, I say, and I tell everyone in our company, if you mess up, guess who has to deal with it? Lindsay in customer service. Customer service is part of the job is you have to deal with people who are angry, and they're sometimes like a little justified. Like if they got the wrong thing, they're pissed, you know? So be nice to customer service people. But also, I can't promise that I will never bitch at another customer service person again.
I got a question about y'all's website.
All right, go for it.
You said
move like that. I think move that computer so that these people can hear you too. Just talk a little louder. Or whatever. You got too many cords. We got this whole new setup over here. Whatever. All right, what's your question?
What's that like? I mean, but the boutique collection, you said it like loads slow?
Yeah.
Is that the whole website or just boutique collection?
It's just the boutique collection because 100 to 200 to 300 people are all charging one product and they're all getting the server to load. And I don't know why. It goes so slow. And then right now we have a couple hundred people shopping, but they're all on different previews. So like it distributes out the bandwidth of the incoming influx to the server and the website.
Y'all need to get your own server.
Yeah.
You have room
in the new building, there's a server room.
Yeah.
Whoo! I always say this, but I hope one other person out there is having a drink with me. All right. What if I just went silent? You know why they call it radio silence? Obviously, it's because you don't want to be silent on the radio. Because if you turn to that radio channel and you just hear silence, you're going to leave that channel. Does anyone listen to the radio?
Yeah.
You listen to the radio?
2 girls and a guy in the morning.
Dude, what? What about
do a prank call. Like, the only reason I listen.
What about the commercials?
Oh, yeah.
You sit there like an idiot and listen to the commercials like a peasant?
Well, I don't drive that far to work. So.
True that. How do you set your business goals in regards to sales year over year? Honestly, past couple of years, the goal has been to get as many sales as we can while being able to get them out in a reasonable time. We've always been limited by production. We don't want to oversell where we're getting people stuff in a month. That's not acceptable. We don't want to be able to get people stuff in 5 weeks. So if our processing time is getting up too high, we have to slow down the sales. So that's been the biggest problem with our business is that our building is too small and we have too many orders. And when we have too many and sales are going really well, we got to turn back the dial and it sucks. So that is going to change in the next year when we have our behemoth new building. And at that point, then the problem might be, well, we're got everything going and then we have to send the people home early. Nothing's ever perfect in business, but that's been our main goal every year. We're already well past last year's sales and we are young, prosperous, growing business very much. The first year that we have similar sales to the year before is when I'm going to be like, whew, all right, whew, what else? What is next? What's next? What up?
That girl who I thought was a spy. What happened with her?
Yeah, an employee from Marley Lilly wants to work for us, and she made a couple designs for us. Me and Shelby and Rachel had a chat with her, And we possibly might be hiring her. We're in touch with her.
Oh, that felt like so long ago.
No, that wasn't that long ago. We're in touch. She's a very talented girl. She wants to come work for the #1 online shop for monograms. We'll see what happens with that. I'm up here in PA promoting you guys, LOL. Always repping your monograms. Love that. And PA too. Because I know that you're not from the South because you said you guys. If you were from the South, you would have said y'all. Let me go, since we got some UN people on here, let me show you guys something interesting. I'm going to show you on the computer. This is, I'm going to take it off the thing. This is everyone shopping on our site, right? This is, oh, damn it, I spilled the beer. That's all right. Look at this. This is everyone shopping on our site right now. There's like this really cool, it's called Google Analytics. I'm going to turn it back around in a sec. It's called Google Analytics, and it's everyone, it shows everyone that's shopping on our site. So look at this. Look at this. I can't see, Brandon. Can they see this on Instagram? Can they see the map on Instagram?
No.
Look at they can't. Look at the orange dots. I'm going to have to do this selfie style. Look at these, see those orange dots? That's everyone that's shopping right now. And it's always, always, always in the South. Always. It's so crazy how Southern monograms are. We have 64 people shopping right now. And like these orange dots are kind of like a general area of where they are every single time I'm on this site. And I'm always on it.
It does not look like America.
Well, it's probably reversed, but it is.
Oh, it is.
It's reversed. It's reversed. Sorry.
Okay.
But these are all the people shopping on United Monograms right now. And I go to this every day. It's kind of like if you have a store, you want to look out, see everyone that's shopping. This is everyone in the country shopping. Every single time I go to this page, whether we have 400 people on the site, 200 people, they're always in the South. And monograms are a very Southern thing, and it's crazy. It's crazy. If I wasn't watching Drink and Grow Rich, I'd be an orange dot. I think they kind of like group together the orange dots. Our biggest cities are Atlanta, Charlotte, Dallas, which is clearly just the biggest cities in the South. They're like the hub airport cities. So it's just a representation of the South. Chicago is actually in there sometimes. Not a lot of New York City, not a lot of LA. I'm sure we get a lot from Nashville. I just usually look at like the top 3 or 4 or 5 cities. But it's crazy how Southern monograms are. And I don't necessarily understand completely why, but I believe that this company, my company, can spread the trend of monograms across the entire country. Dude, monograms are cool. I mean, okay, you guys know our graphic monograms. So they're basically the same thing as graphic tees. And you get a funny design, you get a cute design, you like it, you wear it. How much cooler is it? How much more badass is it that in that design, you got a little circle in there or a big circle, whatever, that is yours. That's your monogram. No one else is wearing it. Like, that's cool. That can catch on. That can spread. Like, monograms are amazing. They're so cool. Every single person is wearing a similar design, but it's your monogram. And I've built my whole business off that concept. And I love monograms. And I think it can spread across the country. I really believe it. What's up, Brandon? He's raising his hand like a little schoolboy.
So Marley doesn't do graphic tees. Do you think it's because is graphic tees lower margins than normal?
Yeah, I every day not every day. Once in a while when I check out the competition, I look at Marley Lily and I see what they're doing. I just keep waiting for them to do graphic monograms. They have these a little bit of it's called sublimation. They barely do it. Barely. They don't have the same machines as us. Yeah, I think it might be because their business model is more about the actual material. No, like they get stuff made overseas, like thousands of items, and they store them and then they monogram them. We order from suppliers, so we have to find a way to differentiate by what we add to it. So the graphic monograms are unique and different, and we like to do those graphic embroidery, like the pumpkin, snowman, and we have to find our way to differentiate. And eventually with this new building, we're going to do that overseas stuff. We're going to be able to compete on that level. But I don't understand why they wouldn't do the graphic monograms.
Because it makes the customers want to rebuy every season because there's
Absolutely. It brings a lot more seasonality into it. It's a little different of a thing. It's like graphic tees versus like a clothing. But Look out, Marley Lily. We're coming for you. We love our customers much more than them. That's a fact, baby. We got the gems in the Diamond Club. I've been on a couple of business podcasts lately, and they asked me what some of my best advice was for like e-commerce. And what I said was, start a private Facebook page for your favorite customers and then use them to get information and also give them benefits that other people don't get. Give a personalized experience to a small segment of your larger segment of customers. And for us, those are the gems in the Diamond Club. And just on a pure business strategy, that is, I'm very proud of that. And I will say that Shelby and Rachel thought of that, execute that as much as I do for United Monograms. And I make fun of myself that I'm the one that's always writing, like, you look cute in this pink shirt, $15 off. I do a lot of the copy, especially on Facebook. I do 100% of it. Shelby and Rachel execute that Diamond Club, thought of it, run it. I don't check in on it that much. And we got a great team.
Yeah, I was laughing at
Have you considered trying to complain a celebrity and not an influencer to support your products? Not easy, but cool idea. Yeah, we've given a lot of money to a lot of influencers over the years, and a lot of them are girl fashion bloggers. And then if you go to our TikTok, if you go to United Monograms TikTok, we did this for about 6 weeks, and we kind of dropped off a little bit. But we picked a celebrity, we made them a monogram product. We did it for Addison Rae on TikTok. We did it for Kylie Jenner. And our one TikTok that went viral, had hundreds of thousands of views, was for this one person called the LeBrant family. We made it's a mom, a cute mom, and a cute daughter that are big YouTubers. We made them a monogram, and we did a TikTok about it. And none of them ever claimed it. And we did one for Shawn Johnson, the gymnast. They never claimed their monograms. Celebrities would be amazing. A lot of them are in LA where monograms aren't popular and they're hard to communicate with. We tried on TikTok. But the thing about influencers, if you guys know Moo Macaroons and Dress Up Buttercup, dude, this shit's overpriced, man. They want like $4,000 for one post and one story. It's like, we want to do some of it. There's definitely some value to it. And we do.
You think paying Kylie Jenner will be worth it?
I mean, Kylie Jenner apparently can charge $1 million for an Instagram post. And honestly, I truly believe that if we paid Kylie Jenner $1 million to do a post about United Monograms, I think the ROI on that would be worth the investment. I really, really do. I really, really do. And the one thing about a post that's different than a story is that you can reuse that post for an ad in the future. You can screenshot it. You can take it and use it again for marketing materials. So influencers, their heads are too fucking big with how much money they ask for, though. And like, you know, I just said I'd pay Kylie $1 million. One of these people want $4,000. I've paid it before. I've paid a lot of money to these influencers, and they definitely help for sure. But it's like the price. Like that's what marketing specifically is all about. It's the arbitrage of the price versus the attention. And like, billboards are probably a great marketing. I would love to put a United Monograms billboard up for $100. Like the price of a billboard isn't worth it because that's an outdated thing. Everyone's looking at their phones, driverless cars, people not looking at billboards at all. But I would do a billboard for a couple $100. It's all about the price versus the attention. And the influencers are overpriced or rightly priced. You need to find that underpriced attention. And I don't do as good as I should on that. We spend most of our money on Facebook and Instagram ads. Once I get better, I'm going to be testing out Twitter, Pinterest, Snapchat, all the other ad platforms. I'm going to have somebody assigned to them, looking at them, penetrating them, finding out what platform can we get the best return on investment from our ad spend on. Maybe we mail out. Everyone says the mail is stupid. Maybe we mail out cute little mail to our people. And now that mail's stupid, they don't expect it, and they get it, and it has a code on it or something. There's many different avenues for marketing, and it's all about where you can get the most attention for the cheapest amount of price. That's what marketing is all about. If I ever get famous, I'll do it for free. Molly, I'm going to hold you to that.
Is Molly the one who lost the 150?
No, Molly said she lost some weight with Weight Watchers, maybe 20 pounds, but Claire said she lost 150 pounds, which is Amazing. Amazing. Talking about changing things up. You cannot lose 150 pounds on a crash diet. There's only one way to lose 150 pounds. And it's changing the fundamental foundation of how your brain thinks. You need to become an entirely different person to lose 150 pounds. Molly, I hope you get famous. As somebody who would love to be famous and is kind of trying to, I have a podcast. Like, I'd like to be famous for sure. Fame is one of the most interesting things, I think. It is obviously something that's desirable, but as I've listened to many famous people talk over the years, there's a lot of bad things to it. The worst way to get fame is to want it. That's why a lot of people in Hollywood are fucked up. But to give them credit, they're also very talented. And if they are famous, they've done something right. It is the thing that's cool about getting famous is there's no strategy. You can't follow a formula. If you have all the money in the world, doesn't mean you can get famous. Like, fame is something that is unpredictable, illogical. It's on this realm that can't really touch or formulate or look at or predict. Fame is one of the most interesting forms of substance in the world. It's a fascinating thing, and there's many ways to go about it. And I would absolutely love to be famous for sure, but I'm not trying to. I'm not banking on it. I'm not expecting it. And the 15 minutes of fame thing, damn, I'll take my fucking 15 minutes. Fame is linked to narcissism in a big way. Yeah, narcissism, I always think the word has a negative connotation. But I don't think it's as negative as people think. Narcissism means being obsessed with yourself, kind of. I mean, I'm obsessed with myself. I'm not going to lie. I'm looking at a little box right now, and all I can see is my own face. I love myself. I think I'm incredible, and that's narcissistic. But also, what if you hate yourself? What if you have no self-confidence, no self-belief? That's the opposite. I mean, you don't want that. If I had to pick between narcissistic or suicidal, I'm picking narcissistic 100 times out of 100. And it has a negative connotation. And honestly, I feel like that's other people trying to bring you down a little bit. But Hollywood people, obviously, they if they've made it, if they're big enough to be famous, you got to give them credit and you have to respect their talent. But the storyline that I've heard a lot about people in Hollywood is that they crave fame so much that they don't give up. They'll fuck their whole minds up for it. They'll give away everything for it. I mean, shit. You talk about the Illuminati and selling your soul to the devil. I always say, I'd sell my soul to the devil. Whatever, I'll do it. And that's easy to say now, and I'm sure if I got it, then I'd be like, oh, well, now my soul's to the devil. This sucks. But it's a very interesting topic because it's not that simple. You're on the lower end of narcissism because you're able to recognize your flaws. I do love recognizing my flaws. My dream is to have a Comedy Central roast where everyone just makes fun of me. That would be so amazing. I love getting made fun of. And I think that's actually a way of thinking that works. That one, nobody likes the person where you make fun of them and then they're defensive and they're oh, don't make fun of me. Second of all, it's funny because the one thing about humor is you have to get it to know that it's funny. And I get myself. So if someone makes a joke about me that's funny, I love it. Just like this morning when Shelby was dressed like a fucking gangster. She had these earrings in, chain necklaces, baggy ass t-shirt, and these camo pants. And I came downstairs and I was like, oh, hey, good morning. You look gangster as fuck. She started laughing because she said that she thought about that earlier in the morning. And then she went upstairs to change and came down in the same outfit. So I told her to rock it. She looked good. But also, and so I think it's funny. And it's funny because you get yourself. But also the attitude of laughing at yourself is cool, it's funny, but it also translates to the practical sense of noticing your own biases. And noticing your own biases is a key to being successful. It's the key to being successful. I started this. This is my idea. We're doing it. Someone else brings a better idea. You don't have the ability to notice that that's a better idea because you're too stuck to your own bias of your idea. That is where vanity and narcissism is a flaw. You have to have at least some part of you that can see things outside of your own perspective. And I feel like the ability to enjoy laughing at myself makes it from haha to like, okay, my brain is working properly and I have the ability to critical think, not think with bias. And it creates a strong mind if you have the ability to go deep within yourself. And then also, if you're somebody who always, say this is your brain, right? This is your brain. And right up in the front of your brain, you block everything. You can't access the back of your brain. You could it's cobwebs between here and here. But if you get in the habit of making fun of yourself and noticing when you're wrong, like those cobwebs start to go away and you all of a sudden have access to your whole brain and it makes your whole brain work better. That's why I like making fun of myself. That's why I enjoy laughing at myself. That's because it's a practice. It's a bicep curl for having a stronger, more critically thinking business brain. So be open to criticisms of yourself. If someone's like just a fucking asshole, laugh the first time, the second time, but then be like, yo, like that's funny, man. But like, if it's not funny anymore, like you'd be like, fuck you. And then and I'm not saying don't come back at somebody. Come back at somebody for sure. But the only good disses are ones that are like funny or meaningful or actually like if you just like call someone with a red shirt, like, oh, red shirt, like, you know, or if they're fat or a different skin color, or a guy or a girl, those are the easy, lazy disses. You want a diss that's like meaningful. Hey, I'll give you a shot. You want to be in the live video? You're probably not going to show up. A good live at lunch idea, a roast. The thing about roast is it's literally like Comedy Central roast, my favorite thing in the world. Yes, it's insulting people and making fun of them in a funny way. Who's this? Who we got here? You got 5 seconds to show your face. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Gotta show your face.
Oh my God. Scared me.
Oh, Shells, come on in. Look who just popped in.
Is that her gangster
I
outfit?
put my chains back up.
Oh, Shelby changed. She doesn't look like a gangster anymore.
Oh, what?
You actually, I gotta pee. Take
No,
over.
I had these
I gotta pee.
chains on.
I gotta pee. Take over.
Shelby is now the star.
That camera.
We're gonna sell by the end of this year.
You have to drink a beer.
Oh, that's why I come over because
It's
I
there.
want to have a drink.
Shelby's getting wild tonight.
When are we gonna? When do we need to sell our house by? Probably.
Oh yeah, we got to sell our house. I don't know. As soon as someone wants it.
I'll give you $5.
$5.
Yeah.
All right, deal. Someone asked Shelby a question.
They did ask me a question.
What'd they say? Tell me. I wasn't here. Tell me real
We
quick.
can't say.
Was it a secret?
Yeah.
Was it about me?
No.
Oh,
She's a G.
she is a G. Last time Shelby came on, I thought it was a disaster, but after I listened back to it, I was like, that was kind of fun.
Well, I had the idea of. Is that when we had the new White Claw flavors?
No.
No, you did another one after that one too.
I thought the whole episode was going to be testing the new White Claw flavors, but Sean's like, okay. Oh my gosh, I almost spilled this. He's like, okay, like moving on.
I want in. Big Meech wants in. I hope Big Meech is the biggest salesman in the country by now. Not everything about you, Shawnee.
Do you know Big Meech?
Yeah, it's Nico's cousin, and he came on the live maybe 2-3 weeks ago, and he was talking about switching his career, and he wants to be a salesman, and he wants to better himself.
Awesome. Let's throw Sean in the pond this time. Yes.
Yeah,
We tell that story to like everyone who looks at the pond. Like one of Sean's friends got thrown in there.
yeah. Nico, my friend on here, my boy Nico, he was at my house. We were hanging out, and he's like, "Throw me in the pond."
Is Nico still on there?
Yeah, Nico's still on here, and I was like, "All right, I'll throw you in the pond." Brandon, remember the one day you came into my office, and you were like, "Slap me, I gotta wake up."
Oh yeah.
And I was like, "All right," and I stood up, and you walked out of the
that was
room.
right before I went to the Christmas shoot.
I would have slapped you. I 100% was gonna slap you,
Yeah, you were. I saw it in your face.
but you ran away. Don't say slap me if you don't want to slap you. You know what I'm saying?
It was like football where you're like
Sweet's great. Sweets, are you gonna listen to the podcast with me and Hecker? It's so weird that I'm doing it with Hecker on the podcast. It's just like, I don't know.
That's exciting.
Yeah, just follow my instincts. My instincts told me to do this. I think you wanna know what sucks for people about Live at Lunch and Drink and Go Rich? It's like on Live at Lunch, I'll admit, we don't like to pick the same winners every week. You know, we want to have other people be winners. Like Molly is a potential winner here, and so is Claire. And I think I probably would choose Claire because Molly won before. But that's not fair, you know? Is that fair? One of our employees asked at the last company meeting if we should do could do an employee of the month situation. Sierra, and I don't like that because it would be me every single month.
No.
Now,
No, we have there's 15 of us, so I feel like we would just like kind of.
You know, because how
Go
bad
around.
would that be? It's like that movie Employee of the Month with Jessica Simpson and Dane Cook. Like that one guy is Employee of the Month every single month. Like, see, they actually have a point system though, but you don't want to give it to the same person every month. That's not good for company morale. You know, you have the Employee of the Month.
Employee of the month is too frequent.
You have the Employee of the Month like signs up on your wall.
But all the employees have an opportunity to get a bonus each month. That's what, $50 or $100?
$100 now.
$100, and an attendance bonus, which
We added
back in
we added
grade school, pretty much.
Yep, we added a perfect attendance bonus,
Mhm.
and the only person that gets it used to be a teacher.
Shelby, do you have an attendance book where you like check mark?
Employee of the Month equals winner and loser. Actually, no, that's not true. It equals winner and losers. Everyone else is a loser, you know? So I know if I did it, I would probably rotate it.
I was thinking at our holiday party, maybe we can do like superlatives.
Superlatives. I like superlatives
And then
much
some
more.
will kind of have to be like specific for
Most
the
likely
person.
to
Like
get fired.
I remember I was on a baseball team and we did superlatives, and the two worst players on the team, they got the same award.
someone called you ugly.
It was Stick It Out Award. Who called me ugly? Who did it? Who did it? Who are you and why do I follow you? Laughing my ass off. Ugly ass dude.
And
Hi, Connor.
See, I love that shit.
Sometimes I do go into people's lives by accident, and I'm like,
Yeah, I always say at the end of this, thank you so much for letting me take up your whole screen. superlatives are targets is hilarious. Also, it's one thing if you have the superlatives.
Or there'll be funny ones like most likely to stink up the kitchen with your lunch.
The thing about superlatives is it's one thing if you have the same superlatives and you have to fit people into them. But I feel like with superlatives, you fit them to the people, like most likely to wear a red shirt.
No, well, we'll probably have some generic ones and then.
But like we would make sure everyone got something that they appreciated.
Yeah, she get like little medals.
Brandon, you just saw everything. We'll get little medals. Now it doesn't matter about anything else. We just give them little medals.
Brandon, at our holiday party, you should make a little video. That'd be fun.
Okay, got you. Yeah.
Our holiday party.
Or you can just enjoy your time and put the camera down.
Brandon came to the wedding, our wedding. We're married, and took amazing footage.
Yeah.
Like that shit is like gold.
Is it good? Have you watched some of it?
I mean, he took a lot of footage, and that's gold.
Yeah.
So just like
It's
don't
memories.
delete it.
When y'all like.
What time of the night did you leave? Did I change?
It was right before it started raining.
All right,
It was
but
before y'all cut the cake.
but you have like the best version
I was
of
burning.
you have the best version of all those speeches. Like that footage is gold. So just my main point is don't delete it.
Yeah, I have it backed up in like 2 hard drives.
All right, because we should do something with that at some point.
Brandon, remember when you dropped the camera when the ceremony was
Oh, who said that?
sweetheart?
Oh yeah, I did it like 3 times. It
You
was so
dropped the
loud.
camera.
It was so. I dropped like a lens filter. It was so loud.
What was worse, that or Shelby's dad stepping on her veil? Remember that? I was about to drop a tear, and then your dad stepped on the veil. And they always say you want the groom to like tear up a little bit, and I was feeling emotional. You're walking down the aisle, looked so beautiful.
I feel like it made it
was-
like ease the mood.
Yeah, it was hitting me though. I was about to drop a tear. Swear to God, I was about to drop a tear. And then he stepped on that, and I was like, ha 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 ha, ha idiot. No, I love Shelby's dad.
Thanks, Molly.
I loved your second dress.
It was like
Yeah.
a 2-piece.
I gotta say that was pretty cool that you brought out a second dress.
You didn't even know.
Well, yeah, I did.
You didn't know that I was gonna change.
I didn't know that you were going to.
Oh.
No, I know that you did. And yeah, Shelby's dad is Paulie from Goodfellas. He's the fucking man. Oh yeah, that boy Nico thinks I'm in the mob. I think.
He's in here sometimes. Is he in today?
Yeah.
Do you ever look who's watching, Sean?
Not really.
My mom's watching.
I mostly just like this because it's like looking in the mirror. I'm just kidding. You can make fun of me. You can make fun of me for that at my roast. My brother's best man speech made fun of me. He made fun of me a lot. He made fun of me a lot. And
Ooh,
That's
Molly said very Kim K. I love that compliment.
Kim K, yeah. If Kim K wanted to marry me and I divorced you for Kim K, would you be mad? Would you be mad? So
As long as I can be friends with you guys.
So I can divorce you. I can divorce you for Kim K.
Yes.
I made the prediction a couple weeks ago, and I don't like it, and I hope I'm wrong. But I think that Kanye and Kim will eventually get divorced.
Well, she's a saint for putting up with his craziness.
I love them both.
Well, they're not together for money because she has her own money.
No, it's not about money. It's not about money.
Yeah, so I don't know why.
They each got their own money.
I don't know. I think they're.
They're my favorite love story. I remember the one time we were drunk shopping and I wrote on like a paper plate. I wrote, "Let's be like Kim and Kanye," and I put it on like the refrigerator. I love them so much, both of them, individually and as a couple. But it just seems like, I hope I'm wrong. And actually, I thought that more a couple weeks ago than I do now. But I know that Kim's like role model is, I forget the name, but it was some like famous girl from the past, and she had like 6 husbands. Not Audrey Hepburn, not Marilyn Monroe, but someone like that. There's this famous lady that I can see her having like another husband or two. Who would be a good person for Kim Kardashian to marry if her and Kanye got divorced? It would. I mean, she seems to like. I mean, that's probably someone famous. She's not going to marry a nobody.
No. Elizabeth Taylor or Cher?
Elizabeth Taylor.
Who is she?
Google Elizabeth Taylor and read her bio. Elizabeth Taylor is Kim's lifelong role model. And Elizabeth Taylor had 6 husbands or something like that. And, you know, she's on what, 2? I believe in Kim and Kanye's love, but
Would have to be a hooper.
that being said, it would have to be a hooper.
Yeah.
I don't.
She was Cleopatra.
She played that in a movie.
Yeah.
How many husbands does she have? But I don't know if it has to be a hooper. Kanye's not a hooper. I actually feel like, when I think about Kanye, I think
Jesus.
I think Kanye's a terrible athlete.
How many husbands?
1, 2.
You pop one for me?
4.
I feel like if I played a football catch with
7
husbands, I feel like if I played football with Kanye and we had a catch with a football, he would look like a guy throwing with his left hand.
Football with a football.
Sorry if I misspoke. Elizabeth Taylor. How many husbands do you think you'll have?
Just one.
Just one? It's crazy how so many people get divorced.
Mhm.
But I was on a podcast once and someone asked me about getting a prenup. And I said, I'm all for that. But with me and you, it makes 0
What's the
sense.
difference? I don't remember.
A prenup means any money that you made before your marriage, if you get divorced, you don't owe it to that person.
Okay. If you sign that.
Yeah, and there's different legal stipulations to each prenup. But I'm all for a prenup. If I'm super fucking rich and I marry someone who's not rich, yeah, I believe in a prenup. But the beauty of our love is me and you, like, a prenup makes 0 sense. We built everything we have together. Like, and that's not hyperbole by any means.
Right.
I don't know how you stuck all this shit out.
Answer the question, gentlemen.
What's the
I
question?
don't know.
What's the question?
How did she stick it all the time?
Oh,
She just loved me.
I'm a hard worker and
You are a hard worker.
I don't like disappointing people. So
Who don't you? So I'm the guy you didn't want to disappoint.
Yeah.
Strategy. Would have to be a hooper. I'm pretty positive he's the furthest thing from an athlete. Right. Kanye is like one of those more artsy guys who he's not an athlete. He's like, yeah, he's kind of like, I like to use the phrase like left-handed. As far as like, imagine if you're an athlete and you throw a football right-handed and then you throw one left-handed. You know how like that looks? It's like, I feel like Kanye throws like that right-handed. I don't see her at the NBA All-Star weekend. Absolutely not.
no.
Absolutely not. Kevin Hart's a good athlete. Justin Bieber's a pretty good athlete. Relatively.
Drake.
What?
Drake basketball. Maybe?
I think Drake was a relatively good athlete.
J. Cole's really good. He used to play basketball.
Like, I think I could beat Justin Bieber one-on-one. I do. I mean, you're making that face because he's Justin Bieber. But, like, take every Justin Bieber thing away from him. He's just a guy. But I think it'd be like, I'm good at basketball. But I think it'd be a good game. Like, if I was Justin Bieber, I'd be an amazing athlete for being in that world. Like, it's most artsy, entertaining people aren't athletes. Like, you want to know who's a terrible in that show, Kenny Powers, Eastbound and Down?
Mhm.
He's a pitcher in the show. And like every time he throws, he's like he's like,
You hate when people are bad.
I hate when bad throwing. Like,
At least they try. Oh, yeah, Justin Bieber's good at hockey. Yeah.
You just got no form, really. Like anyone could throw.
bad throwing, it tells me I don't judge people, but I can make if some
My mom said I like Justin Bieber's new song. I feel his wife straightened him out. I think so too, Mom.
Justin
Which
Bieber
one? Lonely or
Lonely?
What song, Mom?
Chance the Rapper.
holy.
Holy. And there's
But no, he had a more
Holy and Lonely.
he had a more recent.
Lonely's the newest, right?
Yeah, the newest. I don't like when he does slow songs. My favorite songs
Ooh,
are
they're so nice. Though.
yo at the gym today. Josh played his "What Do You Mean" version with like a
With a
beat
beat,
to it.
yeah.
It was awesome. It was awesome. I
My
love.
girl was playing like Britney Spears mixes. It was good.
Me and Shelby go to different gyms, and like the music is how you judge the coach. Like, I think so. The coach.
When some coaches try to play like jock jams, like pump up music.
Jock James ain't the worst. My one coach plays
Never heard of
punk music, and she plays the song 1985.
No, it's not
Springsteen,
even-
Madonna,
it's not even,
way
like-
before Nirvana. There was YouTube and Blondie. Music still on
I
MTV.
like when they mix in like one old school like punk song, but that's not even
Like, no, it's not a pump up version of that song. It's not like a,
Yeah.
it's just that song. And I'm just like trying to run. I'm like, this is not firing me up. But I love Justin Bieber, and I think he's a good athlete. But you can tell us a lot about someone, the way they throw a football. And I don't mean you can judge their character. I just mean you can tell if they're a coordinated athlete, which tells you a little bit about their past in a way. Like, seeing someone throw a football, I can't explain it perfectly, but it tells you a lot about them.
I mean, not everyone is athletic.
And if you're not athletic, who cares? Kanye's my favorite person in the world. And I think
they should be allowed to play catch.
Oh, I'm not saying I hate someone who's not good at throwing. That's 0% what I'm saying. I'm just saying you can tell a lot about that person. And I don't even mean good at sports, bad at sports. If you're good at sports, you're cool. If you're bad at sports, you're bad. That's not like, you know the person, you see him.
It pretty much just says if you're a good thrower or not.
It says more than that is my point. And it's hard to put in words. But if you see someone throw and they're good at throwing, you're like, okay. And you get that. I feel like you get them a little more. And if you see someone that's bad at throwing, you're like, okay. And you get them a little more. It's not good or bad either way. And I wish I was articulating this better. But it says something about someone.
Only 4 peeps still around, so we might want to wrap it up.
All right. Molly's throwing up. Are you okay? Are you okay, Molly?
She doesn't like the
She's been drinking
the
all
job
the time.
jams, I think.
Holy. All right.
Any last minute questions?
Should I pick Claire as the winner? Rules of-
Molly, have you ever won?
Molly, ask one more question and we'll give it to you.
Molly, have you ever
For
won
Shelby.
a freebie at Live at Lunch? Like, have we made you one that we showed on the show?
They're a little delayed.
Would you ever think Shelby was a good?
I don't have to think it. Like,
I guess she's saying like if you didn't know.
that's the thing. I don't know until I see someone play sports or something like that.
I feel like most people with my
And you wouldn't be playing
body type are generally good athletes.
And you wouldn't be playing sports with someone if you didn't already know them a little bit. I think that's the other element of it. If you're playing football at the beach with someone, you know that person a little
Molly,
bit.
what's your last name, Molly?
Janine,
I think that's her real name.
you're trying to see if you remember making her a monogram or something?
Well, she said she wasn't picked as. Did you fill out the freebie for Molly?
Is that the September girl? Like she was.
Oh, she has a sweater from September, yeah.
Now, Shelby's a good athlete, though. Shelby's a good athlete. You were all-state volleyball, right?
Yep. I played like lots of sports.
I mean, you still throw like a girl, but like,
I think I have a pretty good arm.
yeah, for girl.
Jamie's my name. Yes, I did.
Molly, ask one more question for Shelby that's interesting, and we'll give you the win. The
My
ball.
mom wants to win.
The ball's in your court. Sandy can win. All right, it's between Sandy and Molly. Let's go. Bring it. Bring the question.
My mom would buy some of her White Zinfandel wine. I think she likes.
No, she likes the coconut thing. The rum.
What is it
Babe
called?
Reese.
Babe Reese.
Babe Reese. Babe Reese is Sandy's drink of choice. And Shelby's dad, he'll drink anything.
No, Tito's and ginger
Oh,
ale.
right. Now it's Tito's and ginger ale.
What is your nail?
What is your nail polish color? I don't think that's going to
Well,
color.
I don't ever have my nails painted. Like 98% of the time, I don't have them painted. But I meant to paint them for Live at Lunch the other day, red for the holidays, but I didn't get to. So I had it here at work. And as I was watching this over at my desk, I decided to just randomly.
Yeah, that was kind of cool.
And of course, they're smudged. Like
That's kind of cool that you popped in.
just
But I got to say, that is not a winning
the
question.
smudged nail. Just how do people do that?
When does Ed Sheeran do a new
Describe my
interview?
life.
Neither of those are winning questions, guys. What is your nail polish color, and when does Ed Sheeran do a new interview? No one can win on one of those questions. Both of those questions suck. Sorry.
Mom, how would we?
Come on, you guys are in a battle royale. Someone asked a good question. Ask something about our relationship, or ask something about something that is like,
Did
ooh.
Molly won already?
No, it's between Molly.
Has Molly ever won?
Yeah, Molly won before.
Okay.
But I'm trying to break the chain of trying to spread it out when actually someone deserves it. Oh my God, Molly died.
Brandon.
Brandon, raise your hand.
Will there be a kid in the next 9 months?
Well,
9 months from
clearly
tonight.
not pregnant at the moment.
9 months from
As far as I know.
9 months from tonight, maybe. I don't know.
But we're not trying, so you never know.
It's funny to think. I always like. I just want the strongest little guy to get through. So like, you know, and I'm serious. Like, and that factors into some of my thinking about it. It's like, you know, if it's going up, then you think the stronger guy will swim to the top more, and if it's going down, you think like anyone could drop through.
So I have a question about that. Like,
Yeah.
When like people will say they're trying to have a baby, like I thought it was like automatic. Like
So trying
it's
would
definitely
mean,
not automatic.
Trying would mean you're off birth control.
Yeah.
I thought it was like automatic.
No, it's not automatic.
No.
That's what they make you think in middle school.
Yeah, your whole life you're trying not to get pregnant,
Yeah.
and then when you try, a lot of people can't, and it sucks.
Yeah.
It's not automatic.
Yeah.
No,
I thought like okay, now we don't have condoms, we don't have birth control.
Right.
Baby.
No.
Like,
And there's only really like 3 days out of the month that
like ovulation
yeah.
or whatever. Yeah.
So the moral of the
so I'm
story.
not tracking all that stuff yet, or I'm just like
The moral.
birth control.
The moral of the story is young kids out there, don't use condoms. It's pointless.
You have a girl with a name or No.
Well, we're not gonna have a girl. I mean, second, that'd be cool. Like, okay,
we're not
okay.
even
No, me and Hecker talked on the podcast today about this thing I've told you a million times about the coin flip at the wedding.
Yeah.
I think sexism, racism, I don't care about that shit. But one thing that is sexist on its face is that you take the guy's last name. I'm not complaining. I want my name to live on. But why do you only take the guy's last name? I think at a wedding, there should be a coin flip. That being said, also, it's a tradition to do
Fuck you, Mom.
Sean Jr., like a guy being a junior. Why is there no girl juniors? There's no girl juniors.
I guess because the girl doesn't pass on the name.
Sexist. Like, if we by some crazy chance have a daughter.
Mom, Sandy is not a good boy's name. She told she just wants a boy named Sandy.
It's not a boy's name though. There's a famous Major League Baseball pitcher named Sandy Koufax.
That's a nice name.
It's actually not the worst.
Sandy.
I honestly, if we somehow have a girl first, like it's definitely gonna be a boy. That's a fact. So it'd be like a 1 in a million chance. I'm not opposed to Shelby Jr.
No.
But why? Why can't girls be juniors but boys can?
They can, but not.
But no, I've never. Do you know anyone that's ever been a junior of their parent? That's a girl.
No.
Name them after a Kanye song.
Why? Why can't girls be juniors? That's what I don't get. By the way, Molly and Sandy, you guys shit the bed.
Business Bros is showing.
What up, business bros?
Rose.
Business bros, if you ask an insightful question right now, you can win the beer money at the very last second.
Oh, she heard. They heard. She junior.
Yeah, she junior. Why the fuck not? Why not? Business bros, if you ask an insightful question, you get a steal here. We got a battle going between two lame. Oh, Molly reminded me of the pretzel. No, see, Molly, that's bad persuasion. That reminds me of the last time you won.
You want a new winner.
I want. Well, I think I don't think it's fair. Well, then ask a question. You got to type it in.
Okay.
You have to lock yourself in a bathroom on a toilet and eat the pretzel.
I don't think it's fair that I try to pick new winners, but I'm just trying to base it on merit alone. So right now it's between Brandon, Business Bros, Molly, and Sandra Miskey. Whoever asks the next best insightful question will be the winner. Down to the wire, folks. Most likely breaking this chair that I'm sitting
Yeah,
on.
it's feeling like I'm about to fall over. I asked Brandon if he wanted to come and get drinks.
Ooh, I love that question. All right. What drew you, Sean? A pencil. Brandon, that question is a question I absolutely love, and I think that's going to be the winning question.
Have you
And
talked to Brandon about this?
no, have I ever talked to you about this?
No, I just have good questions all the time.
No, you heard him talk about this before.
I am fascinated in this topic. All right, Sandra, I love you. You're my mother-in-law. You're one of my favorite people in the
Are
world.
you ready?
I love you so much.
Why
You're not going to
is
be the
it
winner.
Here it must be cold in the U.S., but warm. Oh, they drink it warm in Germany?
It's not a bad question, but Brand's is better. I don't know.
Wait, do they live in Germany?
No.
Oh.
The business bros, they're in San Diego. They're the business bros. I was
Are
on
they
the-
actually bros?
I think they're two brothers, and I actually didn't know that until I saw a recent post of theirs that showed them as little kids.
Oh.
So I love you, business bros. Your question is, it was too much about beer, and I don't know.
Well,
And I
we
don't
don't know the answer, but I didn't know that, and that's
I love
gross.
Brandon. I love Brandon's question. So let's talk about that. Brandon's looking like the winner. Okay, he said, "What are you going to teach your kids about Santa?" This is a fascinating topic for me because I personally never remember believing in Santa Claus because I don't know. I have critical thinking skills. Like,
What are you doing?
well, you made me get off the chair.
No, I didn't.
All right, let's talk about this. Let's talk about this live. What's the key to a long-term relationship?
I think trust. Is
Not as good as the
most
Santa
important
question. All right, I think we're calling it. We're calling it. We're calling the shot. We're calling it for Brandon. But let's talk about this. Let's
thing.
talk about
Santa Claus?
yes. What are we going to teach our kids about Santa Claus? All right, so I never remember believing in Santa Claus, and I think it was because the kids on the back of the bus told me he wasn't real. But also, I had basic critical thinking skills that said this is not
Okay,
realistic.
No, you believed in it for a while.
Well, I don't remember ever believing in it. I don't remember ever believing in it. So, what age do you start having memories? I don't know. But before that, I might have believed. But I remember faking believing for about 3 years. And I said, I want this gift. And my grandpa was like, why do you want a doll? I wanted a Star Wars doll. And he's like, why do you want a doll? And he's like, that's expensive. And I was like, well, the elves will make it, Grandpa. And I very knew for a fact that Santa wasn't real. So I was using it to my advantage. I remember that. Now, you're going to tell your kid that I see both sides of this. You're going to tell your kid that you're going to lie. You're going to lie to your kid's face about this magic man in the sky comes down the chimney. Like, that's a weird, creepy lie. That's one side. The other side is, of course, the joy and the fun and the tradition of Santa Claus.
I feel like a lot of houses don't have chimneys. Or I guess like any fireplace.
You just got to make up whatever shit you can think of. Like, oh, I remember my grandma and grandpa.
No, it's very good to use like against them though. Like Santa's watching.
Sure, but like, it's a lie. And like, I don't like lying. I'm not going to be a big fan of lying, but like Santa is a big fat lie. So Sean is really, he's just shaved his head and his beard and doesn't use elves. Now he's publicly traded.
Amazon.
Yeah, exactly. Amazon. Yeah. But no, we're talking about kids. Like, what will we teach our kids? We'll tell them Santa's real. But then like, I don't know if I can go along with it. Like, I mean, if they're 2, 3, like, I don't know, 4, 5, 6. All right, 6. Say they're 6. 6-year-olds can think. You don't want to take away the joy of it, but like, I was very disappointed with my parents. They lied.
Like you were upset when they told you.
Yeah, I was pissed too. I mean, I was 10 steps ahead.
Okay, ungrateful. Like they've been buying your presents all these years without you guys saying thank you.
No, it's not cool for parents to lie. And like,
No, it's so rude. Oh my gosh, like the saddest thing is when a kid would like. I can imagine as a parent. Like
I hate this toy.
yeah, that's so sad. Or like Santa sucked this year, and the parent like spent every last bit of their money on their Christmas toy.
Okay, actually, good question about the Tooth Fairy. I think the Tooth Fairy is the what's it called? The gateway drug to not believing in Santa. Because the Tooth Fairy is insanely ridiculous. Santa is more of like a cultural belief behind it. It's in movies. Like the Tooth Fairy is the gateway drug to Santa. Or not believe in Santa, because the Tooth Fairy is way more ridiculous than Santa. They come in your window, and how big is the Tooth Fairy? This big? This big? Is it like the Tooth Fairy is insane. And the second your brain can process, oh, the Tooth Fairy is not real. Oh, wait. Santa? And then God? No, I'm just kidding. We won't go there. But I think that Christmas is an amazing cultural experience, and I don't know what to. I guess we'll tell them, say we have a kid tomorrow. Say it's Christmas. he's 0 years old. Sure. Like, it's gonna
I
be.
can't ruin it for all the kids. So we're just gonna play along. It's fine.
I'm making no promises.
My mom said, like that time you got all those tank tops. My mom.
Did you do that?
No, we were in like 6th and 8th grade. So, critical
You
years.
and your sister.
Yeah. Yes, me and my sister, 6th and 8th grade. Critical years when you're into name brands, start wearing like American Eagle, all that stuff. I guess my mom went to like some outlet store. It was like not even like the outlets, like the fancy outlets that we go to now. It was like a factory outlet that like makes the stuff but didn't have tags on it or something. And I guess they had like tank tops that they were selling. But she's like, hey, they're American Eagle. So one Christmas we just got a bunch of tank tops. And I was nice about it, Mom. My older sister.
Did you believe in Santa then?
No, no. But,
So like, and they know you didn't.
no, but
They
my
knew
sister
they knew
was
you didn't
still-
believe in Santa.
Yeah.
Oh, but you had your littler sister who you had to play along for.
Right. But my older sister, a factory made for Delia. Okay.
Yeah, but I'm going to have. Here's what I'll say. I'll play along, but I'm going to have some trouble with it, and we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. All right, Brandon. You're the winner.
Yeah. I'm the winner.
Thanks for the surprise. Thanks for the surprise appearance, Chelsea.
Yeah. I was like, I got ready for once. I might as well go on over.
Yeah, you dropped off all our viewers.
Okay. Ow.
All right, let's get a kiss for the camera. Love you guys. Thanks for tuning in.
Have a good weekend.
Peace out.